of Northwest Community Schools, Jeff Bontrager. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Bart. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Nice to see you.
It's great to see you.
Yeah, great to have you here. We were talking about the districts in baseball. What a tough loss for the Mounties in baseball.
Heartbreaker.
How many innings?
14 innings.
Wow.
14 innings, and for high school baseball, equivalent to 2 games.
Yeah.
But they battled and unfortunately came up on the short end of the stick, so to speak. So.
Yes, I was hoping that there'd be all kinds of fun celebrating at Drew Klingerman's graduation party, but unfortunately, these games, the season has got to end at some point, and for just one team, it's the championship. So
for sure,
they had a great season. They have a great coach, great athletes, great kids. Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we graduated. How many of the class of 2025?
I believe it was 213, I think.
That was a beautiful ceremony.
Yeah, I feel like with having the air conditioning now throughout the building, that really has helped. I mean, we really turn it down quite low because once the folks get in there in the seats, it heats up in a hurry.
Yeah, so. This is the common scene at graduations.
Typically,
yeah.
Yes. And then we have the overflow area in the cafetorium, so that anybody that really wanted to be a part of it could be a part of it. So that's very, very helpful for sure.
Yeah, best wishes. We've featured some of your faculty on JTV in the last couple of weeks. Your music program, incredibly honored all year long. Your communications art program, I understand you had a record number of awards for that.
Record, yes. Yes, we're very proud of our kids. And that's an example of, we feel like we worked hard to be able to offer exceptional programming, and in some cases programming that doesn't exist at other school districts in the area. As far as you're talking about the awards for yearbook and the MIPA awards, and it's just very reflective of that program. And really, in general, our fine arts are just so strong. Music, theater, and when I say music, both band and choir, and really starts in the elementary years. We have a really good feeder program. So yeah, very, very proud.
Yeah, the communications arts program. So they have a newspaper, yearbook, of course, and you have video, television broadcasting.
We do.
And a lot of schools don't have that.
Yeah, in fact, they just wrapped up their last show for the year, so school year, I should say, until next fall. But yeah, that's the one thing I really appreciate again about Northwest is that there's something for everyone, and that's the one thing that we're just very proud of. I mean, whether you're an athlete or you enjoy the fine arts, band, choir, robotics, the list just goes on and on as far as we want to produce well-rounded individuals to be a part of some extracurricular activities. And we just have a wide sampling. Not everybody's artistic, not everybody can sing or play an instrument or play sports, but there's something for everyone. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah. What were you good in high school at?
I played football, basketball, and baseball, and then my junior and senior year, our track coach was also the football coach. So he. Next thing you know, I'm running the 100 and the 200 in track as well. So it's I was a busy individual. you'd think at a Class A school back in the day, they maybe could have found yet a different individual. I did it, but funny story. I was not a track guy, and obviously I played baseball. But it's hard to believe now, but I was actually fast back in the day. But again, I ran the 100, 200, and then the 1x4, the relay. One day, I had to run the 400. Maybe I told you this one time.
No.
The guy that normally runs the 400 was ill, couldn't be there, so the coach said, "Hey, I need you to step in and run the 400." Well, I've never run 400 in my life as far as in a meet, and 400 is if you do not know what you're doing, is one of the most brutal, the 400 and the 800, because it's 400, it's a sprint all the way around the track. So I did it, ran out of gas towards the end. I was so dizzy and nauseous that everything was spinning. I ran over to the center of the track, and
Mm-hmm. That's common.
I said, please
sick.
don't ever make me run that again.
You were as sick as the kid that ate the bad clams that couldn't run it in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
For
a brutal.
sure.
That's a brutal event.
It is.
And you're right. You sprint. You go through the 100, and then you've got 3 more legs.
I mean, you have to if you don't train for that, it's going to be ugly.
For me, walking around the one thing is
Yeah.
it's a lot.
For sure. For sure.
So we've got, let's see, this is Schools of Choice season.
Yeah, our School of Choice window is open, and come check us out. You need to take a look at nwschools.org. And like I said, as far as the kids, there's something for everyone, and that is what's so attractive about Northwest. And speaking of which, we just finished up both of our elementary construction projects, so they will be
done.
Yes, yep. And we start our middle school project next Monday, as soon as school's out. So that will be some internal work, expansion of our cafeteria area for seating.
That'll be nice, because that I think that building was built in 1961.
50 off the top of my head, maybe 58, but it's old, you know. And we have renovated so much, but that's one of those that we just needed to right size the cafeteria, because right now the kids this past couple of years part would eat in the media center, part would eat in the cafeteria. So this is going to be a really nice space, in a large space where they can have multiple class meetings, and so it's going to be excellent to see that expansion.
So the projects at the elementary schools, they will be unveiled in the fall at the start of the school year.
Yep. Yeah. There is a total of 10 additional classrooms between the two buildings. At the early L, they're for young fives, kindergartners. So there's a restroom in each classroom, so that will be nice for the little ones. So, yep. And then we built an additional restroom at the upper L, restrooms, I should say. That's the other piece. When we've grown over the years, it's we've added classroom space in the past, but not restrooms. So it was long overdue. So we're redoing, for lack of better terms, renovating our existing bathrooms, but also adding additional restrooms.
So bad news for the kids that like to raise their hand and get out of the class to go down the hall to use the bathroom. And also bad news for the kids that like to, because some kids like to use the bathroom in a different wing
Right,
because they don't.
right.
And the people in office buildings, they go to a different floor because they don't want their coworkers.
That is so true. So very true. Yes. It's like wondering if someone got lost on the way,
Yeah.
you know, for sure. Yeah.
When you built these elementary buildings, was there any thought that someday they could connect? Are they possible?
No. No.
Yeah.
We really used that back space for buses.
Oh, okay.
And that's the one large challenge is the fact of getting kids in and out. You know, back in the day, I felt like, we know that most kids rode buses.
Mm-hmm.
Now more than ever, we have more parents drop off and pick up kids. So that is the other challenge when you have your elementary campus on one campus, is literally the arrival and dismissal of school. It's a challenge.
Yeah, and it's traffic. It's every school. It's amazing how that. It's like Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've got kindergarten roundup happening as well as the schools of choice selection, and that is underway all
For sure.
Summer, right?
For sure, yes. And I want people to understand that you don't have to wait to sign your child up until kindergarten roundup. That is something that if you're interested in bringing your kindergartner to Northwest, you can register anytime. But then they'll set an appointment time for you to bring your youngster in and go through the kindergarten roundup process. So, and that's the other thing for school and choice in general. We leave it open at the beginning of the summer as well. So you can go to nwschools.org and start the enrollment process for school of choice. Or of course you can always call 817-4700 and they'll point you in the right direction. So
You have your food service running during the summer?
we do. Yep. Meet up and eat up. Or is it eat up and meet up?
Meet up and eat up.
But yes, we do, and it's very fortunate that it allows many kids to be able to have a nutritious lunch during the summer. So that has always went over very well.
Yeah, for many, it's the highlight of the day.
It is, yes, yeah. And that's something that schools. I think sometimes adults forget that schools really offer structure for kids, and so you breakfast and lunch, and the time they spent at school and the many lessons learned, and for a lot of the kids it's tough over the summer for various reasons, but many times it leads to an unstructured environment, and it's your heart goes out to those kids, but yeah, that's one more example of opportunity for families over the summer.
Well, thanks for taking great care of the kids of Northwest.
For sure.
All summer long, all year long. Great to have you here, Jeff. Oh,
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure for us,
That's
too.
right.
We are
Northwest, go Mounties.
Jeff Bontrager, Superintendent at Northwest Schools.